Hi everybody, hope you're all well. I was planning to do this video on Monday, but unfortunately I've not been very well the last couple of days, so I'm doing it today. Okay, so this week's video is about lockdown really, and ways that we can kind of get through that maybe a bit better. I've got some tips that I use personally, because it's such tough times, I know, for everybody at the minute, and I think we're all struggling a bit with it, whether we've got mental health illness or not. I think everybody could benefit really from some coping tips and ways to get through. So feel free to share this, with anybody, and your family, friends, anybody really that you think would benefit from it. Okay. Really, what has helped me, okay, is getting some kind of routine still. I know a lot of people are still going out to work, and yes, that must be very challenging. Interacting with other people, with how the situation is at the minute, that's got to be very stressful. But for those of us that find ourselves at home, the days can seem very long. And people with BPD and any other mental health illness can find themselves sliding very quickly, without a structure to the day and without a routine. For me, the normal things I do some voluntary work for a company called the Treetops Hospice, and that gives me a really good sort of structure to my week. I usually do a Monday and a Friday, and then I've got friends that I will meet for a coffee one day, or something to eat another day, or they come to mine or I go to theirs, and it's all these little things that give your week a purpose and a structure. And obviously with lockdown, suddenly all of that is taken away. It's a bit of a shock to the system. So what I found personally has helped me, what I started with, is very simple. I started setting alarms on my phone. So an alarm to get up, an alarm to get dressed, and an alarm for bed. And that's what I started with this time, really, because last lockdown, I'm sure this happened to many people, I was literally up all night, watching videos, watching Netflix, getting up at lunchtime, not feeling like I'd slept properly. I was all over the place, and couldn't seem to get that motivation together. Most days I was just lounging around in my PJs. I would get up, have a shower, and then put a fresh pair of PJs on. And those that know me know that I like to get dressed, and I like to put my makeup on, and I like to look nice, etc., as much as I can. But over last lockdown, all that went out the window. 3 weeks in, 4 weeks in, I wasn't getting dressed. I've got no motivation to do anything. Little jobs that needed doing, I just kept leaving things. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it later, and so on and so on. And that's really pretty much how my lockdown went. This time, I was determined it wasn't going to be like that. So right from the start, I set these simple alarms, as I've said, just to get up, get dressed, and then another one to go to bed. Okay, what I've done now is I've added more. Okay, so I've got one that goes off around 11:30 that says go for a walk. Obviously for me, I'm physically challenged. That means to me going out on my scooter. I've got like a little mobility scooter I take the dog out with, so that one goes off. So sort of an hour after I've got dressed, give me time to have my medication, have a bit of breakfast, the alarm goes off. Right, go out for a walk. I look at it in a lot of days and I think, oh my God, do I really want to do that? Oh, but I force myself, and I tell you what, after I've done it, I feel so much better, because I've got that break from my surroundings. I'm away from that bubble of being in your own head sort of thing that a lot of us get when we're isolated, and just that simple 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or whatever, taking my dog out. I've got a Shar-Pei called Lola. Does me the world of good, and I come back and I feel like I've done something, and by doing that, often then when I get home I feel more motivated to clean up a bit, maybe run the Hoover over, you know, just sort through maybe paperwork that I've been needing to look at that I haven't done. It can give you that little bit of a kick, you know, to get you started. Okay, something else that I didn't do last lockdown, which I'm doing this lockdown, is I'm going to be having video chats with my friends. I didn't do that last lockdown. I isolated myself, probably more than I needed to, and my mental health suffered. I got very, very low, had a med increase during lockdown. I was just completely lifeless, really. So as I say, this lockdown, I'm determined, you know, to do things a little bit differently. So starting video chats with your friends is an amazing way. I'll still be with them. You can still see them. I didn't realise till I did it how much more of a connection that is than just text messaging somebody or sending them a WhatsApp message. Actually seeing them and you're talking and they're talking, it's not going to be the same as meeting them in a coffee shop or wherever, but it certainly is a nice connection. And I've been doing it with my dad this time round, and I'm going to continue that. Definitely, that has been a huge help. Okay, also some other things that I've been doing are at the beginning of the week I try to set myself a goal, something I'm going to complete that week. So if you're into crafts, obviously you could say I'm going to make something by, you know, the end of the week, or you could set yourself little targets that way. If you're not into crafts, which I'm not actually, I've been doing things like setting myself a goal that I'm going to do a guided meditation every evening, sitting in front of a candle. So that every day I'm going to get that nice bit of relaxation, which I talked about in my last video, where I went quite in depth into mindfulness. And implementing that into your daily structure is also going to help, okay, with the isolation, the, you know, agitation, pent up sort of, it's almost like pent up aggression and agitation that a lot of people with BPD feel, and also people with depression, anxiety, and people in general. We can feel a bit like we're trapped, and anything we can do to help us feel calm is another one. So I've also wrote on my list, which I've stuck on my kitchen cupboard, which I can highly recommend. I've put music, and that reminds me if I'm feeling a bit low and whatever, and I'm mulling around, I think, oh, I'll put a CD on, or I'll, you know, use my Bluetooth speaker, or I'll just put the radio on. And again, having music in the room, people talking on the radio, that all helps massively, massively. By doing these things each day. So if you look at maybe your day of being sort of plodding around, not knowing what you're doing, no real focus for the day, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for your mental health. It's not going to be good for anybody's mental health, but particularly people with BPD or other mental health illnesses. So that would be a typical day. What I'm trying to do with my day, and suggesting really that you do with yours, is instead of that, there's an alarm that gets you up. So that's the first thing. So you're not up all night on Netflix or whatever. You are getting up. Then you get another alarm that's telling you to get dressed, okay? Because for most of us, certainly it's a big thing for me. If I spend the whole day in my pyjamas, and I do that too often, it can have a negative effect on me, definitely. It's okay for a day here and there, it's lovely, you know, to have PJ movie day or whatever. I'm not saying can't do that, but I'm talking sort of as a general rule for your week. So then you've got that alarm going off telling you to get dressed. Then you've got another one saying go out for a walk, whatever. If it's raining, I've been out, and it's been absolutely hammering it down, but even being out just for 10 minutes, you know, take a brolly, whatever, it really does help. And then I've now set another alarm to make sure I eat regularly, because I think a lot of us, me definitely in the last lockdown, I wasn't eating regular meals at all. I was binge eating definitely at night because I was bored, and because I hadn't done enough in the day, I had too much energy at night. So I was eating till really late because I just didn't feel I was ready to go to sleep, because I hadn't done anything sort of with my day. So I've set alarms for regular meals as well. So it might sound a bit of a pain, your alarm's going off all day, but you can choose the alarm, you know. Mine's only a little one, it's quite cute. It's like a rooster noise. It does make people look, you know, and even the dogs are like, oh, what's that? You know, the rooster noise goes off. But I like it. I think it's funny, it's cute, makes me smile, and it alerts me to what I've got to do. Okay. So I've got them going off all throughout the day. So I've got ones for getting out, ones for getting dressed, ones for going to bed, ones for meal times, ones to get me out going for a walk, and that sort of thing. And then I also use every day, I get a fresh piece of paper, write down a goal for that day, you know. I don't know, video call dad, or repot some plants in the garden. I'm into plants, you know, or for me, I've got lots of pets. I've got African pygmy hedgehogs. It could be clean out the vivarium cage. So that I've got a job that I've got to do each day on top of my other alarms going off. And already for me, I've got to be, I'm just being really honest, this bit of lockdown that I've done recently, obviously, since you know, since it started the other Thursday, has been so much easier. I felt less anxious, less stressed. I felt more like I'm connecting with people, as I say, through this video call. And I'm not just sitting around in my own head bubble. I'm sure most of you will know what I mean. People with BPD definitely will know what I mean. You get stuck in your own head. You can kind of be mulling around in the house. You're not really doing anything. You're in your own head. And you're constantly thinking. And you can look and an hour's gone. 2 hours have gone. You've not done anything. You're still in your pyjamas. And you feel just completely disconnected with the outside world, unmotivated totally, and that's what I'm trying to give you tips really to stop that. Phone calls as well, they're another one. You know, if you don't want to do video chat, you know, just a phone call, it's hearing somebody else's voice. For me personally, I mean, I've got a little flat, and I do predominantly live by myself, and you know, it could be a long day if you haven't got anything to do. And as I say, it hasn't been like that for me this time. I don't feel isolated. I don't feel bored. I don't feel any of that. I just feel like I've filled my days with these alarms and things going off, and it's kept me on track, and it's made it as normal as lockdown could possibly be. I mean, I'm not saying lockdown is going to be wonderful, and of course it's never going to be like it is normally, but if you can just make it that little bit better and that little bit more bearable, that's all any of us can do, really. That's all any of us can do. I mean, I've got my little support bubble, obviously, for my care needs, but I don't see people very often. You know, it's only for little times that happens. I don't live with a partner or my children or anything like that. My children are adults, and my partner lives separately to me at the minute. So predominantly, as I say, I'm alone, but I've managed to find ways through. And it's really about, I think, getting up each day and thinking, okay, yesterday didn't go so great, maybe, and I felt low. I felt really, really fed up, you know, missing everybody. What can I do today that's going to make today a bit better? And just getting up, doing that fresh list every morning, sticking it on the kitchen cupboard of a few things that you're going to do today, people that you're going to call, things you've probably left for a while that you need to catch up on. You know, because the other side of this is many people every day, day to day, say, oh gosh, you know, I wish I had time to do this, I wish I had time to, I've got no time, I'm rushing from work back to home, doing this, shopping, pets, kids, whatever, constant, and now we have actually got some time, you know. So it could be that, you know, I talked about setting a goal. It could be that you catch up on things that maybe you wanted to do before. You know, is there a book that you wanted to read that you haven't? Netflix series that you wanted to watch, haven't really got stuck into, because your life is so busy and so hectic. So you could look at this time as time to catch up on that and do a few things that you like to do for yourself. Introduce some self-pampering into your day, into your week. That is another wonderful one, you know. A friend of mine said yesterday she'd had a bath, you know, with with candles, and you know, she's just moved into a new little place, and it's a lovely big deep bath she's got. So she had a big long soak in the bath, you know, and she was saying how much better that made her feel, you know, about herself. So a bit of pampering definitely wouldn't go amiss at the moment. Anyway, I hope I've given you a couple of tips, some things to try. Have a think about the alarms. I know they do sound a bit silly, but they are a really big help. You know, and for those of us with BPD, you know, our emotions can very, very quickly slide, as can anybody's with anxiety, depression, and any other mental health disorder. It can be a very fast spiral. And it's about really trying to stop that before it happens, or when you're starting to feel like, oh, I'm getting a bit low here. It's time to get them alarms going. It's time to get that list on the kitchen cupboard. It's time to arrange the video call somebody. Trying to nip it in the bud before it gets any worse, you know. I mean, in the last lockdown, I had a massive med increase and a new medication added due to how low I'd got. And that's just me being honest with you. That is how I got. I really was nothing like I am at the minute. I was in a really bad place. So for me, it's about making sure that doesn't happen now, and that's what I'm working on, and I just wanted to share that with you. Okay, well, thank you very much for listening and watching. So I'm going to leave it at that now. I will be doing another video next week, hopefully on Monday, which is the planned day. But like I say, I just really wasn't very well this week. It's been really difficult. So I'd like to know if any of you try any of these things, or anything you can think of that's different. Pop it in the comments down below. And as always, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and to like it and share it. You know, we're all in the same position. We're all going to be struggling in one way and another. And I think any tips that anybody's got, we need to share them. All right, take care of yourselves. And any questions or any video requests, anything like that, please just pop it in the comments below, and I will get on with that. All right, take care. Much love to you all. Okay, bye.